Um, I'm murdered in Windsor, and I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace and brought to Lawrence County, Alabama, in 1941. I've got all this on other tapes in my writing a manuscript, medical malpractice, MD license to kill, and that's when Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, nearby Marietta, where I was living, and so much happened during that time. I was writing about mind control and how it can be used to program people, modify their decision making, or make it for them, and their behavior, and they're classed as mentally ill and given psychotic drugs, much like the mass killings. And if they were, it can be mass or one or two, or deaths made to appear of natural cause, etc. Like Aurora, Colorado. They're feeding him, got him locked up, feeding him psychotic drugs, and mind control is a war weapon, just like deliberately engineering at labs here in the United States by a program, by an agency that you can Google now and find. I couldn't back in 76 to 80, April Fool Day, when they put antifreeze in me, and the book didn't get published. They wouldn't have anyway. But this is the Fort Hood shooter. This is one I told about. There's a bunch of them that were done at Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, like the beheading, the Chinese, that just suddenly, a student that was nice, suddenly, where's this come from? He gets the idea to chop the head off of another Chinese female student that just came, I believe, a week ago, and he was taking her out to eat at a cafe there on campus. Where'd that come from? Mind control, I would think so. But the rest of all of it's been done in patterns, and you can prove it, actually, because they were deliberately done in patterns. But this was the psychiatrist that did the shootings at Fort Hood, and some of these people faced the death penalty. He finished school at Montgomery County, which is Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, and there was the 33 where the shooter turned around and killed himself, which happens in a lot of these mind control murders. But that was the 33, April the 16th of '07 at Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. Then you got a long list of, and I'm not going to say these again. These people all know it here, and the media has known it for a long, long time. They've known about my kidnapping before I ever did. But there's a number of the disappearances and kidnappings that's happened here associated with Blacksburg College, Virginia Tech, and with University of Virginia. And you can get the list. There's one that just happened, and I wish that I could believe it would. I hope. I don't think it will turn out for the better, but I'm not going to mention her name, but she's English. Well, she's from the UK, I know. She was a college student here, and then you can go back to a year ago, the Murphy, and you can keep going back. And the press has known all this, what was used in it, the mechanism used, like the Wayne Williams, when I did the book, and his attorney, Mary Welcome, actually was going to take a deposition from me. And then suddenly they tried to kill me, and she was no longer Wayne's attorney. A CIA retired attorney named MORK, I believe was his last name, Marcus, took it over, and nobody pays attention to it. It's just, anyway, what's this all got to do with anything? Well, I'm going to say this without two. The FBI and the Tesla files, 43 to 56. Well, why stop at 56? Tesla files the mind control, and where you can, using magnetic healing and the belief and mind control, you can create an illness or cure it. So as it stands, all this research and the grants and all this going in to cure a disease as a joke, all it's gone into is increase, well, anyway, everything goes into a hospital or the drugs, laboratories and all that. Also, I told about back then, Center for Disease Control, I mentioned that, and the good doctor who they murdered. Actually, Dr. Jonas Robicher was head of law and psychiatry there, in the last at Emory. In the last book he had, now my connection was the attorney I had, Eugene Kaiser, was a former Fulton County, Atlanta DA. And Dr. Robicher, and I'd never met him, actually put in the last book, The Power of Psychiatry, before he was murdered, and he was. He put the last 10, in the last chapter he put 10 titles of my cases I had in my book, which didn't get published. So I'm afraid I'm rambling here, and I'm just going to go back. I was just looking here. I got my ORK magazine, Jeff Bridges. I was just thinking, Jeff Bridges, nice-looking man, isn't he? I remember looking at this, I thought, well, I saw him in STARMAN back in '84, I believe. What did it say about that? I had it here. This says Starman. Of course, this has nothing to do with anything, right? Jeff Bridges, an alien takes the form of a young widow's husband's what it was, because I remember seeing the movie. And that was with another woman named Margaret Reinica up in Grottoes, Virginia. Now then, what's that got to do with anything? Robin Williams. And believe me, I do not lie. I have not about anything. If you want to go back over the other videos and see what I'm talking about, I haven't lied about a thing. And I've lived one hell of a life, being kidnapped and finding out when I was flown out to Flint during the political campaign in '83. And found out about my kidnapping and who my father is, and my mom, and who I am. And I don't know where my sons are. Anyway, I was brought over here. I'll say this, and what's this got to do with anything? A puzzle. This is the twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey. My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, Victoria II. Legal heir to the British Crown. My father, King Edward VIII. Illegally taken down by my uncle Elizabeth's father, George VI, who helped kidnap me and put a 99-year seal on my dad and me, my birth. Now then, they brought me over here. There's Joe Kennedy, Roosevelt, the president, who, by the way, started a lot of these programs in 41, 42, 43, biological, chemical engineered weapons program, and then the creating illnesses and diseases, and the mind control, which back in '53 was MK Ultra. So this is the name and the birth certificate. That's Montgomery, Alabama. That's where they keep them. Montgomery, whether you want to connect it, is Montgomery County, where Virginia Tech is, next door to me, where a whole bunch of these mind control murders happen. Lina Dempsey was unwed. She was the mother, and she killed the twins. They were both dead when they took me there. I assume I was flown over to Cortland Air Base there near Moulton, which was just finished, and dropped off. They've even put the wrong dates when I got the birth certificates, because I have to use this. They had the dates wrong. It didn't coincide with the birth date given me that I'd used all my life. So the state of Alabama, it's illegal to do it. They even say so on the birth certificate, inserted January the 7th, 39 up over 38, which was wrong, and the month was wrong. And they did that on Carl's. This is Carl's. They did it on mine. But I want to go back to Robin Williams, and what's that got to do with anything? Well, you can make death to appear of natural cause, make you look like you committed suicide. Also, he was marked from ORK, and emotions enter into it, like he was from another planet. Now then, you can go to his TV program, The Crazy Ones. If anyone, and I don't know, I just know the patterns that this has been done in, the murders that were deliberately done using mind control. And anybody can Google now some of the programs, U.S. programs, biochemical warfare, all this if they care to. And Roosevelt, by the way, that